Well, good evening, everybody. Yes, you know what time it is. It is Tuesday. We're on a little bit earlier. We were all raring and ready to go with this show, so we're like, let's do it. So we're on a little earlier today, 7 p.m. Hope you can all catch up with us. Stick with us. We got a great show for you tonight. Delilah Crespo is off this week, so you get the three of us. As always, I'm Nick Rosario. My name hasn't changed. You know, it's my mother calls me, so I'm going to stick with it. But yeah, it's Tuesday night. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you're all having great weeks so far. I know it's only Tuesday, but hey, you got to get to Tuesday before you can get to Friday. So hope you're all having a great week. Again, I'm never alone, as you know. I have two of my co-hosts here with me this week. So to introduce the first gentleman, well, because, you know, I'm not a gentleman, so I call him gentleman, who's riding with the 303. I got to assume that's an area code, I assume, whatever, unless the 303 is code for something I don't know, Handy. But Anthony Handy, of course, is here. Anthony, how are you, my friend? How's it going?
I'm doing well, sir. I look forward to these every evening. Thank you very much, Nick, for your question. I have to, before I answer your question, I have to do a little something here. Hold on a second. I got to get right.
Uh-oh, there it is.
Because, I think it was a great game. I think the game was great. You know, we played very well. Defense looked good. Offense really did their job. Bo Nix, excellent quarterback. We're going to do great things with him. And I just want to say that Sean Payton is the king of the NFC South. Hold on a second. Got a play going on here. Bo back in the pocket. I'm sorry. That's Kirk Cousins. Oh, yeah. I should be able to tell by the way he's moving slow. Pass down the field in the flat to Drake London, and he missed the pass, and it falls in. Complete. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy to be here, Nick. Thanks for asking.
Oh, absolutely. And so, hey, Anthony will be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Tina Winter is with us, of course. Tina, after her laughing fit, go ahead. Let's get it out. I know it's coming, right? Anthony again, pulls something I wasn't expecting. Thank you very much. I love a good laugh. Tina, how are you on this Tuesday?
Oh, I'm really good right now.
Yeah. She's feeling much better. No, it's great. Oh, Handy, you kill me, bro. You look like a platypus with that thing on your head, man. I swear to God. There you go. There it is.
I can see nothing with this on right now. I have to do.
Oh, I can imagine. You look.
Neither could your quarterback on Sunday. So.
Oh, there it goes. There it is.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, since we're up to a roaring start already, why don't we just go ahead and get this going? As always, we start with a coin toss and a little shade tonight. There you go. Let's do it. We're gonna get to Denver and Atlanta a little bit later on. Let's go ahead and start with our first coin toss topic. Let's talk about
Okay.
Kind of a little
under control.
Okay, yeah, you're sorry. You okay, Tito? You need a moment. I mean, I want to make sure you're all right down over there. But
no, I'll be okay.
Okay, very good. No. Okay, yeah, you think I'm telling you, this could be one hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. A little surprise in the AFC North. You know, I think before the season started, all of us were pretty much in agreement that, man, this was the Ravens division. Yada, 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 right? Everything was looking good. 10 games in, what is the shock? The Steelers are 8-2, sitting at the top of the division. The Ravens are 7-4, so the Ravens haven't had their bye week yet. Steelers have, but still 2 games currently ahead of said Ravens, who again were predicted just by just about everyone to go ahead and win the AFC North. So let's get into this, guys. Steelers. Can the Ravens catch the Steelers, or can the Steelers ride this wave into the playoffs and into possibly the AFC Championship game? But let's start with this. Steelers have, as I said, 7 games left because they've had their bye week already. And really, they got their division rivals. They got the Browns twice, so that could easily be 2 wins for them. They got the Bengals, always tough. Then they have the Eagles, the Ravens one more time, the Chiefs, and then the Bengals again. So if I'm looking at this going, Pittsburgh's got a little bit of a rough road ahead of them with some of these games, it could totally turn the tide here. The Ravens have 6 games left, and they play the Chargers, the Eagles, the Giants, the Steelers, the Texans, and the Browns. So, Tina, we'll start with you. Steelers, Ravens fighting in the AFC North. What's your prediction for how this all plays out in the end?
Steelers have a really rough road. They got a lot of really good teams in there. Even if the Bengals don't play them like they did recently, the Bengals are a tough team. The Ravens, the 2 big teams that they have are the Eagles and the Steelers themselves. The rest of it, unless the wheels fall off the bus and it doesn't go around and around anymore, then I think the Ravens are going to catch up. Now, it could be the 2 of them are fighting it out, but who knows? Any given Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, not just a good movie with Al Pacino. Like, any given Sunday is the term we use, You gotta fight! You gotta crawl! You gotta... Well, anyways, bad Al Pacino overacting as a...
We tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces. For that.
There you go. I got it. That's right. 1 inch. I love it. Hey, who doesn't love a good Pacino impression, right? But sorry, we always seem to go off the rails a little bit when we do this, but I love it. So this is good. Well, Mr. Platypus, I will go to you next. Sorry, are you really going to wear that the entire show? Because I'm trying my hardest not to. I know, I'm just trying my best. And every time I look at you, I can't help but laugh. And I'm just like, where are we going? What are we doing? I love it. Okay, so Handy, let's get, oh my God, I can't even. I'm telling you folks, you're killing me. Platypus man, like you're killing me today. You really are.
We know Lamar Jackson is an excellent quarterback. He's double threat. They also have King Henry in the backfield. I think they just had an off night, much like Atlanta did against Bo Nix. Kirk Cousins back to pass again, this time for Kyle Pitts. Oh, and it's broken up secondary, and it falls. And wait. As I was saying, I do think that the Ravens are a good team. I think that they're going to eventually wind up catching up with the Steelers. I do have to say that maybe the move to Pittsburgh has invigorated something at home for Russell Wilson and his lovely wife, Crystal Chandelier, whatever her name is. But I do think at the end of the day that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens will wind up eking out. I think it'll be down to the wire, but I do think they'll be able to do it. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Well, all right. So we got 2 votes for the Ravens. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm actually going to ride with Russell Wilson and the Steelers and Mike Tomlin here. I really feel like the next 2 out of 3 games for the Steelers, they have 2 games with the Browns and 1 with the Bengals just to get the next 3 games out of the way. Those 2 Browns games are easily winnable games, given the way Cleveland is just kind of self-destructed again with Deshaun, Luke going out in the early season. Jameis had 1 good game and everybody had hope, and then all of a sudden he's just terrible as well. The defense hasn't played, whatever it is. Cleveland's just falling apart, right? Mm-hmm. If the Steelers could win these next, at least 2 out of the next 3, that would put them at 10-3. And again, I just feel like They're riding the momentum. Yes, I do agree with you, Tina, though. That stretch, that last 4 games, that's why it's important that they try to take the next 3 and go 11-2, because your last 4 here are Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bengals. So obviously that's not the easiest route, but I really feel like Mike Tomlin has got. I mean, he made the decision. What was it, after week 6? They were 4-2, and everybody was like, "Oh, why are you benching Justin and going to Russell?" It turned out to be a genius move, because look at what they've done. Since then they haven't lost. They've won 4 straight. They're 8-2 now. So as much as you want to, whatever your feeling was about all that, Mike Tomlin does it again. The Steelers are rolling, and I just kind of feel like they can keep that momentum. I mean, the Ravens, again, obviously not a bad team at all. One thing falls this way, falls that way, and you end up, 7-4. But again, to me, the Ravens road too is not as. There's a couple easy games. Obviously, they have the Giants and the Browns. They should easily beat them, but they do have to play the Chargers, who all of a sudden Justin Herbert looks like a world beater under Jim Harbaugh. Like if you were watching that game on Sunday night, that first quarter, the way he was just carving up. I mean, I know he was playing. The Bengals defense is not great, but just with the precision with which he was passing, the passes he was throwing, I was like, this is the Justin Herbert I've always wanted to see play. He was on fire. I really think the Chargers are rolling, so that's not going to be an easy game for Baltimore. Then the Eagles after that, again, they'll probably beat up the Giants. Then they play the Steelers, which is another division game. They play the Texans, who, depending on which Texan team shows up that week, you never know. And then they finish with the Browns. But I'm going to roll with the Steelers here, I think. I believe in Mike Tomlin, the resurgent Russell Wilson. Their defense is obviously stellar. So I'm going to ride with the Steelers. So we got 2 for the Ravens, 1 for the Steelers. All right, here we go. Let's go on to our next topic for the coin toss. That'll be an interesting race to watch as well. Can the NFC West send 4 teams to the playoffs? Now, you guys will remember early on, a couple of weeks back, I was talking about, hey, is it possible the NFC North could send 4 teams to the playoff? I swear to you God, Andy, I love you to death, man. You're killing me right now.
I'm looking to see if I can find some tape or something, because now it's just getting in my way.
Yes, I'm just like, I see you like fidgeting with this damn thing, and I'm trying to I can't help, man. Not me. Yeah, no. I mean, I appreciate your dedication, my friend. That is definitely something. Oh, he broke it now. Oh man! Oh, there. Hey, look, Andy's back. Platypus Man is gone. Oh
Sean's
my!
Gone.
Yeah, Sean's like, forget this. I'm gonna go do something else. You guys are killing me.
No, I meant Sean Payton's gone.
Oh, Sean. No, sorry. Yeah, there Sean Payton's gone. Right, Sean Payton's gone. Platypus Man is out of here. But no, I'm trying to get back on track here. Let me see if I can do this. Again, for some reason, the NFC West has decided that they wanted to start playing. Obviously, 49ers getting CMC back, things like that. You got 3 teams that are 5-5 in this division: the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. And the surprise Cardinals sitting atop the division at 6-4. And I really feel like this could be an interesting race. And again, we were talking before about maybe the NFC could send 4 teams to the playoff, but as of right now, my beloved Bear are pretty much in no man's land. So and with the toughest schedule, I don't know that we're going to be able to rebound and do that. So I'm going to look to the NFC West. Let's talk a little bit about this. First of all, Tina, how much of a surprise is the Cardinals being on top in this division at this particular moment in time? What do you feel about that?
Well, when Christian McCaffrey and half your offense goes down, it becomes a free-for-all in that division. Let's just be honest. Like, he's been gone for half the season. So, And Debo was out, and Kittle's been in and out, because I have Kittle as my tight end. So he's been in and out. And so it's not surprising to me. The surprising thing is, I don't think it'll end up happening. If you look at who these guys are playing and like what's going on, because all 4 of these teams have to play each other either once or twice in the last half of the game, the last half of the season. They're going to start beating each other up and kicking each other out.
You mean like the SEC in college football?
Yeah. But to me, the bigger question is not the teams; it's who do they have to have lose to knock them out of the 7th and the 8th seed.
Right.
And that's the Packers and the Commanders. And
Okay.
their schedules are a lot easier than the NFC West schedules because they're playing each other all the time.
Well, I'm
So-
glad you brought that up, Tina. But go ahead. Yes, finish. I'm sorry.
The Packers, the big teams I saw were the 49ers. They have to play the 49ers. So that's an interesting game. That could change things. They got to play Minnesota.
Yes.
They got to play the Dolphins and Seahawks. And then the rest of their schedule is pretty easy. There's not much there. But those four games could actually play a big part in this. And
Yes.
the Commanders only have the Dolphins, and I'm putting the Dolphins in kind of with a question mark because
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they're 4-6 too, I believe, so they're not exactly lighting anybody up. Yeah.
And once they can get out from losing to the king of the NFC North, maybe Atlanta.
Oh, there you go. Maybe as Anthony perks up when he hears his Atlanta Falcons being.
I like how she said maybe Atlanta.
Maybe. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Don't worry. We got plenty to talk to Handy about a little bit later on about his Falcones. Handy. All right. So here, Handy, I'm gonna go to you next. Obviously, Tina was mentioning about these things. Here's who the Cardinals. So let me ask you this, Handy. With the Cardinals, as it turns to Kyler Murray and the boys, Marvin Harrison Jr., yada yada yada. They've got the Seahawks twice, which is division games. You know those are always tough. They have the Vikings, the Patriots, the Panthers, the Rams, and the 49ers. So they got 4 games within their division left to play in the last 7 games. Can the Cardinals in some way hold on to take this division? Give me your opinion, brother.
Hold on, I'm looking. I pulled it up. So you said they got the Seahawks, the Vikings, ouch. The Seahawks, ouch. Patriots, the Panthers, okay. The Rams, okay.
And the 49ers, right?
49ers.
4 division games, and then the Patriots, Panthers, and Vikings. So,
damn, they got the Seahawks twice in 3 weeks.
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Oh, and Geno.
That record's not going to hold.
And Geno is not messing around this year.
No.
I don't know. I think they might split with the Seahawks. I don't see a win with the Vikings. The Patriots, the Patriots and Panthers, I see those as wins. So that's 3. What I got? 1, 2, 3 out of 5. Then how healthy are the 49ers right now?
I mean, they got CMC back. They got CMC back. That's like the biggest thing. Because Kittle went out again last week. Obviously,
he should be back this week.
Is it this week? Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a
49ers is kind of my NFC team. I follow them quite well. So
I see them winning 1, 2, 3, 4 of their last 7. But I don't think because the Rams are good. The Rams are good. The Rams.
Matt Stafford, if he's on, he's on. Like if Matt Stafford's on, baby,
he's on. When he's not, he's not.
Right.
The Niners,
story of his career.
The Niners just got CMC back, and Purdy says he's gonna get him something out of this NFL. He's gonna make everybody regret that they called him Mr. Irrelevant. And you notice they stopped using that title this year.
Yeah.
So I got a loss at the 49ers. I got them beating the Cardinals and Panthers. I think they're gonna get by the Rams. They split with the Seahawks and then lose to the Vikings. So I got them in 4 out of the last 7, which would put them at what?
10-7. 10-7.
That would that might be good enough for a wild card, depending on how the rest of the NFC shakes out.
Right, how that shakes out. Right. No, because I was looking at some of the other schedules too. Like the Rams, their remaining games, they're at 5-5 currently. Speaking of Mr. Stafford, they have the Eagles, the Saints, the Bills, 49ers, of course, the Jets, who they're a disaster, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. So again, you've got your division games, and you got the Eagles and Bills in there. So the Rams could be in for a rude awakening as well. With the Seahawks, we already talked about they got the Cardinals 2 of the next 3 weeks. They have the Jets, the Packers, the Vikings, the Bears. So they still play the NFC North basically. And then the Rams is their last game of the year. So that could actually determine some playoff positioning as well. And with the 49ers, they've got the Packers, the Bills, the Bears, the Rams, the Dolphins, the Lions, and the Cardinals. So the reason I brought this up, yeah, exactly. Thank you. They're coming to take me away. No, but my whole thing with this is just.
Losing.
Oh man! See, now we got to the Wizard of Oz. I love it. I'm telling you, you never know what you're going to get on this show, folks, and this is why I love doing this.
Doesn't Kyle Shanahan remind you of the wizard behind the screen? Like he only lets you see what he wants to see, and he's got all these around him going every which way. He's definitely.
Oh my God! I am the great and powerful Oz.
The fact that man played like 18 roles in that movie.
Yeah. Right, he's the fortune teller in the beginning. He's the wizard. Yeah, exactly. Everybody double up in that movie.
He's the man at the gate.
Yes.
Go away. The wizard's saying no into that.
Oh man, I tell you, that's great. But I mean, because the way I look at this,
little doggy too.
Oh Lord, help me! I got. We still got so much more show to go. I don't know if I can take it. I'm losing it. We're only about 20 minutes in, and I'm already losing it. It's going
back together.
No, it's okay, Platypus man. I think that'll throw me off more. I think we're good. I think we're good there, Sean Payton. Keep that for another time, my friend. Keep that for another time.
I told you he needs to be referred to as the king.
Wait a minute. One last one.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh,
don't be hiding. Okay, I'm done.
Oh wow. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. I kind of like looking at this though. I kind of feel like the Seahawks could really sneak in here and win this division. That's, you know what I mean? Like when you got the Jets, the Bears not knowing what they are, Packers, Vikings, like I said, NFC North. If you can split with the Cardinals or take both of those and beat the Rams, I kind of like the Seahawks going forward. But again, when you got 3 5-5 teams and a 6-4 team, this thing is totally up for grabs. And again, the 49ers, you play the Bills and the Lions, and those are two really tough games. Obviously, Packers, you never know what you're going to get with them. The Rams is a division game, Cardinals division game. Those are always tough. And then the Dolphins, again, which Dolphin team shows up that week? So I don't know. But I kind of like the Seahawks going forward. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I just feel like, man, such a great division now that I kind of wasn't expecting this. I don't know about how you guys felt about the NFC West when we started this year. But the fact that you could possibly get 3 playoff teams out of the West, to me, is kind of a thing I wasn't expecting. So, again, we'll see what happens with that. But that'll do it for right now for the coin toss. We're going to take a break here in a second just to kind of catch our bearings. And, maybe Handy will come back with another hat and another character. Right, make Tina and I just, bust a gut. Yeah, exactly. In other words, don't go away, folks, because you don't know what's coming up next. But yeah, let's take this quick break. We'll be back in just a few. And I'll let you know how I did next week. All right, so after that, we know that we've come, again, to the end of the road, as it were. Our final segment, as always, get it, Anthony. Go ahead. Come on, do it. We belong together. Everybody, come on.
You go on.
It's so natural. There we go. You belong to me. I belong to you. There he is. Okay, welcome back. And again, kids, I knew it was coming. I knew it. I mean, even if I didn't say anything, he would have came on with something. Like I knew something was coming. And see, kids, this is a great PSA for. Stay off the drugs. Just please, stay off the drugs. Don't do it.
Or in his case, go on the drugs or you end up like him.
Yeah, right. Exactly. There you go. Let's say hi to Johnny and Joseph who are watching. They said hi in the comments. Thank you, Johnny and Joseph, for tuning in. We appreciate that. Apparently, Jerry Curl is back in style because our man here, decided that you got your activator on you, sir. Are you shiny? Are you letting your soul glow? Is that what we're doing right now?
I believe the children are our future. Thank you.
Sex and chocolate. Plays so beautifully, don't you agree? Man, I can't. See this.
Nah,
I
this
love
is the
this.
guy. This is the guy singing "Love Daddy" coming to you live right
Oh
now.
wow! Now he
Next up,
switches to.
we got the sounds of a banger from the 1970s with the Stylistics, with a tune called "Have You Seen Her?" I can't see her because my glasses are all fogged up, and I just had to throw away my visor. Oh, look, this just in from the NFL: Kirk Cousins with another incomplete pass to the mascot, and that one falls incomplete. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh man, I'm telling you. I believe me, folks. I'm laughing heartily on the inside. I'm trying to keep it together here, but on the inside, I'm totally laughing really hard. I'm trying my best to keep some kind of face here. Yeah.
The
yeah.
inmates are running the asylum today.
Yeah, they really are. Like I just all I can see, honestly, when I look at you, Handy, all I see is James Brown from the "Living in America" video. That's all I can see when I look
Living
at
in
you. Like that's all. I feel good. Right. That's all I can see. I just
Nation,
exactly.
New Orleans,
That's all I can picture.
Denver,
Okay.
Oh man.
New Orleans,
Oh Lord.
I'm
Denver.
telling you. All right.
That's
Well,
on
okay.
Sean Payton coach. Hey, king of the NFC South. Ha. Jump back, want to kiss himself. Ha. Incomplete. Hit the horns. Wah, 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 wah. Da, 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 da. Hey, I feel good.
Oh man. Oh, Lord. Motto on me. That's hilarious. I'm just I can't. All right, here to everybody.
I could keep a straight.
Oh yeah, exactly. You couldn't even keep a straight face. Look at you. You can't. You can't look at. Go ahead. Now he's choking. Look at him. He's coughing over there. You can't even keep your composure, sir. What's wrong with you? No.
Come on, talk to my man. Move it. Yeah. Groove it. Yeah. Find out. Yeah.
What is James talking about? Oh no, we're getting paid. Keep singing. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel right now. I feel like Tina and I are sitting there going, I don't know what Anthony's talking about, but just keep going. We're supposed to be here. Let's keep moving. But yeah, so let's try to get into our next segment here. We'll see how long this lasts. But we're going to get into the team table talk now. As you guys are all aware, we all root for different teams. Usually when Delilah's here, we got two Bears fans. But we have a Broncos fan in Tina, Falcons fan in Handy. But Tina, I want to start with you because I feel like your Broncos are the interesting story here. And so I really would like to talk to you first about Los Broncos. Couple of things here that I got. So your guys you're 6-5 currently, and we know that according to what your little tag or your little description line, Bo Nix has been playing really well, and so you're on the campaign for Rookie of the Year, and I appreciate that and I respect that because Bo is really starting to come on, and especially with that trouncing of the Falcons on Sunday, had a phenomenal game. Your next three games, which I think are very important for you guys because these are extremely winnable games in my opinion. You have the Raiders, the Browns, and the Colts in the next 3 weeks. But your last three games are extremely difficult. You have the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Chiefs. Your favorite team, Kermit, is coming for you guys in the last week. But let's talk currently. 6-5. I mean, Bo's having a hell of a year. Like if you had, his numbers, he's got 2,275 yards passing, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QB rating of 89.3. Certainly having one hell of a rookie year, and has started to really, really come on. Give me just your overall impression of how your Broncos are doing and how you feel about these next three games that are extremely, in my opinion, winnable for your Denver Broncos.
I think they give us a chance to keep the offense rolling as it's starting to do. Like, I think it's finally the coaches and are coming up with plays that work with Bo and what he can do and all of that. And it's not just him making a run and trying to win games. I mean, there was a couple of plays in there that were specifically designed plays that were done specifically to look like they were, I forget what they're calling it, but where they run out and they slant, like the two wide receivers run out and slant. Yeah. Well, then what they did is they cut someone up in the middle. Well, the defenders were like, oh, we know where this is, so they committed to that, so we got that. Well, then the next time they saw the slant, that typical setup, they had to think, like, are they going to slant or are they not? And then we were able to throw to the slant. So I think they're starting to come up with it. my biggest thing is, and I think this is what's going on, and the thing everybody's been talking about, is I think our defense is on a freaking roll right now, especially if you have a quarterback on your team that stays in the pocket and he's not mobile. If he can't get out mobile, he can't run or something like that, you're going to have a hard time with our defense because our pass rush is really good. So we'll see where it goes. Bo coming up with like Vele, it was like practically almost on the practice squad. He was at the bottom of the receiver room. He's
Right.
now got a good rapport going with him. Estime broke out the week before against the Chiefs. Javon, though he did get some help from almost the entire team on his touchdown. Javonte came out and was doing well. So for me, it's fun at this point. Yeah, the next three have to be won. I think the Chargers game is going to be closer than what people think.
Okay.
And my feeling on that is, and I know it's always you play the team you have in front of you.
Correct.
And Harbaugh is a very good coach. Still don't like him, but he's a very good coach. The
Right.
Chargers haven't played really great teams yet. So they've been able to take advantage of mismatches and other things. And the Chargers, the second half of their season is much harder than their first half was.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, they're second, but they're only one game above us.
Right.
So that could switch. So those are my comments. And by the way, just so if anyone didn't figure it out, yeah, Sean Payton is the king of the NFC South because he beat every single one of your teams. That's all.
That he did. See, that's all I got to say. Period. Drop. Mic drop. Period. End of sentence. Done.
In the Chiefs game, let's just I'm calling that one a win because we all know the Chiefs aren't going to put their first team in. They're going to be in first in the division. They'll probably have the bye. So there's no point in them putting their first teams in other than the first quarter.
And you know what? That's a good observation, honestly, because you said that is the Week 18 game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, by that time, given that they've only lost one game, it would stand to reason that they don't need to play everyone, even though, I don't know, maybe the competitive juices will flow in Patrick Mahomes and he wants to play because it's a division rival. But I would see your point in that, it could be an advantage for the Broncos to really steal one there and really solidify their playoff position by that point. Because, again,
mm-hmm.
You never know, obviously. But, yeah, I think it's nice to see. I'll put it that way. I'm always for seeing teams actually come up from, that have been bad for a few years. They'll kind of come up and start getting better and start playing. I like to see different teams in the playoffs. I do get tired of seeing the same teams every year. So if your Broncos can make a little run here and get – I can't look at him. I can't even look at him. I can't even look at him. Every time I formulate a thought, all I see is that. And everything, I'm trying hard not to pay attention to this, but I can't.
I'm not dead.
Yeah.
No,
man.
Looking
I
the nub
and then
on the wrong page.
While you're sitting there while he's looking at him, you have an incomplete thought.
Oh, we're definitely diving into the madness now, folks. We are losing control of everything. I love it. Well, Andy, we'll go to you next. We got Tina's Broncos. We know where they're at. We know what they're doing. Your team, my friend, is on a bit of a slide. You guys were rolling there for a bit last few weeks. Not so much. 6-5 record. Now, you guys, here's the thing. Your next few games.
Oh, I'm looking at it. I can tell you what I think our record's going to be right now at the end of the season.
9-8. Really?
9-8.
Okay.
We're 6-5. We got the Chargers and the Vikings. Lost. The Raiders, possible win. The Giants, possible win. The Commanders, I'm calling that one a loss. The Panthers, that one's a win. I got us winning 1, 2, 3 games out of the next 1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
5, 6.
Okay.
Yep. I got us at 9-7. If we don't beat Tommy Cutlets, then something is wrong. Now I don't know what has happened, but I did some digging, and I like to do a little research. I found this clip where this guy really talks about what his theory is what's going on with Atlanta. Sean, you got that clip for me? Can you Can you roll that if you got it?
Your trap take over your trap, but trapping ain't for everybody. Sometimes you gotta know when to get a job or get your behind in somebody's school. And that's what you need to do, Kirko. It's time to study. Take that thug motivation off the playlist and turn on some Tim McGraw. Cause the trapping one trapping on Sunday. 38-6, 38-6. Not one touchdown. Boy, you better stop. Yesterday, the Atlanta Falcons, a.k.a. the Blood Pressure Birds, let a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, come out there looking like some breakdown dimes and beat us across the head. I thought this man was Bo Nix, but he was breakdown diamond. The entire team, man threw for over 300 yards, but it's okay. Not really. Defense got Swiss cheesed up, just like Sean Paul said in Damn. Hard heads get Swiss cheesed up, and we must have had some hard heads on Sunday, because we left with a bunch of holes in our defense. Pass rush, non-existent. Play recognition, non-existent. Tackling, non-existent. 38-6, my guy. In the end, let's move on to the bye week, but I need y'all to stay focused. Stay out the club, stay out the bar, stay out the hookah lounge, and stay out the trapeze. I don't even know if it's still open, but stay out of it. Last but not least, shout out to everybody at Dave & Buster's in McDonald. I ran into Freddie Falcon, a young dude named Jeremiah, and my guy with the real cool Falcon hat. Him and his folks said, what's up? Because y'all love our Falcons, a.k.a. the Blood Pressure Birds.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that.
I hear no lies.
Yeah, he pretty much he told the truth. So there you go. Yeah.
You know, I think we got some footage from the sideline during that game. Sean, did we get that clip or no? I don't know if we got it or not. So there was some footage from the sidelines of the game. If we don't have it, we don't have it. But it was absolutely awesome.
He said, "Nope, sorry, we do not have that particular clip, Mr. Handy."
I don't know, but it went something like this. One of the players is going, Mr. President, I need you to call the National Guard. I need you to come down here now because we're running the Patriots off the field. Oh, he coming in 10 minutes. He going to be here. He be running the Patriot. Call him. The National Guard is coming. They're going to be here in 10 minutes.
Oh, man.
Shay Shay's final moment.
There you go. I picked the wrong week to give up methamphetamines. Okay.
Oh, this ain't meth. This is all chicken.
Yes,
chicken.
I know.
Chicken / not dog food.
Oh, man. Yeah. You know what? Go ahead, Handy. Why don't you tell that story for the home viewers? Because that's actually a pretty good one that you told us before we went on the air.
He ate the dog food.
That's right.
I was making food for my dog, and she gets a diet of primary when she eats is primarily chicken and kibble. So the kibble's for the filler to fill her up. The chicken is so she gets a good protein. But anyway, I put the stuff in the Instapot with about a half a log of ground beef, got it all softened up, put it in the food processor, blah, 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 and sound effects, ladies and gentlemen. And then mixed all of that up. I put bacon bits in it, got it all set. And then I said, holy crap, I have messed around and mixed this dog food in with my taco meat because I made some banging chicken and pork tacos a couple days before in a green Tupperware container. And I'm looking at this green Tupperware container and I said, doggone it, I can't eat the dog food. And now Luna can't eat the dog food because the taco meat's got garlic and onions and spices in it. I dumped an entire container of dog food in the trash can. That was yesterday. Today, I go to make myself a little something to eat before the show, and I see a green Tupperware container in the fridge. And I open it up. There's the taco meat that I thought I had mixed the chicken in with. The short version of this very long story is I threw away about $13 worth of chicken breast and about $7 or $8 worth of ground beef and a half a bag of bacon bits because I thought I had mixed it in with my chicken. And that's the end of the story.
There you go. I just wanted him to tell that, folks, because it's actually funny looking at him with that disguise on and having him tell this story.
Oh, this ain't no disguise, man. This is what I really look like.
Yeah. Probably in 1985, yes. I would guess that's what you look like.
I walk around looking like a bald man with gray hair because it's it doesn't scare people.
Right.
This would scare people if I walked around like this all day. Looking like I just want to break out in the middle of Walmart. I decided long ago never to walk into anyone's shadow, that kind of thing.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Handy. Yeah, exactly. Exit stage left,
Says
not-
exactly.
but not this week. No, but all right. I'm going to move on to my Bears because, as everybody knows by now, yeah, this will be the fun part of the show. But we lost 20-19 to the old Packaroonies. They own us. We know we haven't beat them in 11 games. I know all that. I know all this. But I like what I saw on Sunday from the offense. Caleb Williams looked a lot more comfortable. He looked like he was actually in a rhythm. And guess what? He ended up being our second leading rusher on Sunday because he actually ran the ball. He did not stand back there trying to force something, trying to make a play, trying to do. He simply took off and went, all right, time to go. Again, it just looked like a little bit of a different offense, and my goodness, was I so happy to see that. Yes, the outcome was not what I had hoped for, and the damn Packers got us again. And again, especially now, I know Matt Eberflus is definitely under a microscope because any coaching decision he makes, they're going to nail him for it. They just are. I can be honest. Chicago fans are very unforgiving about a lot of things. We're a very loyal bunch, but we're also a very critical bunch. And I'm telling you, whether you thought your position was good, whether you thought that, Cairo Santos couldn't miss from 46, whatever your thinking was, you've got one timeout and 36 seconds left. Why are you not trying to get at least a few more yards to make this kick easier for your kicker? You're playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And that is going to kill you every time, Matthew Eberflus. And you're killing me, Smalls. You really are. Because, again, these are coaching decisions. Yes, obviously, we know all the other stuff. And, again, because of all the things that have happened already, everybody's looking at you, Matt. And when something like this happens, it only adds to the thing that you should be gone. You should not be coaching this team next year. Now, we'll wait to see if that actually happens. Again, we're 4-6 right now. We've got 7 games left ourselves. And already having lost one division game, and now we got to play the Vikings this week, the Lions on Thanksgiving, and then we get the 49ers, and then our division rivals again, with the Seahawks sprinkled in there, and the last game is at Green Bay. So, I mean, yeah, exactly. So I've talked about this a little bit before. Like, it's not looking so good for us this last half of the season, and being 4-6 already, and having to start with a new coordinator, trying to get Caleb going. Yes, we may look better in the second half as far as offense goes, but I find it really hard for us to really make any kind of serious run with the schedule we have left because all those other teams are vying for playoff spots too, and they're all playing just much better than we are right now. So, unfortunately, my 4-6 Bears, I mean, think about it. We won 7 games last year with what everybody said was a bad team and a bad Justin Fields and this and this and that. And yet we pulled out 7 wins. And it's very possible with this, with Caleb Williams and Adunze and Keenan Allen and DJ Moore and DeAndre Swift and Rojan Johnson and all this and the defense we have, which is good, that we could actually not win 7 games this year given what's in front of us. So to me, that is absolutely, absolutely horrible that we could actually finish worse than last year when everybody agrees that this year's team was much better than last year's, and look where we are. So, hey, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what to even do at this point. I'm just simply resigning myself to the fact that I'm just going to watch every week and hope that, again, you see improvement, you see these things going, because, again, I don't see the Bears making the playoffs this year. I had high hopes that we could squeeze in a wild card. I mean, I think we're down to like a 3% chance to make it, even if we do. Like your Falcons, Andy, are somewhere in like the 30s, 40s, if I read that correctly. And Tina, you have the best chance. You're at about 65% to make the playoffs from this point on. So, I mean, the Broncos are, between our 3 teams, the Broncos look like they are in the driver's seat, for right now for making the playoffs. So, thank you guys for tuning in for that. That's our little team table talk for this week. Wanted to get all our teams in. We are going to take another break in just a second here. Again, I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Again, we went on a little bit earlier, so I do apologize if some of you were anticipating 7:30 and you're just catching up to us. We were down a person this week. Delilah was off this week. We decided we wanted to talk a little more football, so we made a collective decision to not do the normal segments we do every week. But again, we appreciate you guys sticking with us. Let us take this quick break, and we'll come back in just a few. Alrighty then. Well, thank you. That was Anton Benton. That's our guy, Awesome Artisans. If you're in the Virginia area and you need some help, call Anton. He also does travel a little bit. So if you're in that kind of East Coast area and you need some repairs done, some home remodeling, check out Anton there. And I'm sure he would be more than happy to help you. Hey, Handy, looks like Marty has chimed in the comments and says, how about them Falcons, Handy? Marty decided he wanted to get in on the act this week.
How about them Falcons kicking the Bucks behind and sweeping them in season? How about stay in your lane, homeboy? I'm just saying.
I was waiting for it because, yes.
Shots
for those
fired.
Of you,
shots fired.
Always. Hey, you got to fire shots. But, yes, for those who may not be aware of that, Falcons got the Bucks both times this year, and they nailed them.
Wait a minute.
So, hey.
I'm going to go ahead and say it.
And the Broncos beat the Bucks when we were horrible.
That is true. That is true also, Tina. That is correct, right?
I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here before Marty comes back. Yes, I know we lost 28-3, but we didn't lose to y'all. Oh, wait. We were leading 28-3 in the Super Bowl, and we lost. But we did not lose to y'all.
Oh, I love it. Take that, sir.
Yeah.
Take that clap for me. Take that ball for me.
Go ahead, Tina. Let's see you.
I beat a lot of teams. Didn't beat me. Yeah, we lost to the Broncos yesterday. Incomplete. Womp womp. Get out the way. I don't know. That was a whole bunch of songs.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
Yeah, no.
Move. Never mind. Yeah.
That might have been the Falcons singing that song.
Get
out of the way. Get out of the way.
Pretty much, right? That's hilarious.
I mean, if the other team scores 30-something and you only scored 6, you're just probably not going to win. That's normally how that works, right?
Yeah.
Generally, yeah, you should score more points to the other team if you want to win. I definitely think that's how it works, Mr. Handy. I think that's a good plan, if nothing else.
Out there.
Yeah, for sure, my friend. For sure, my friend. All right, guys. Well, listen. This has obviously been fun. We saved a little time at the end of the show for our one last thought question because this is kind of a good one. These just come out of thin air sometimes because, as you know, last year we used to always give like an inspirational quote, or we would give our thoughts on something going on in the world or that sort of thing. And I just wanted to change it up a little bit. So I thought, give you guys a chance to learn a little bit about us. So this year, with one last thought, what I do is I ask a question to our esteemed panel, and hopefully they give a nice answer, whether it makes us laugh, cry, whatever. But Handy, we're going to start with you, my friend. Our question this week is, if you could only have one meal, listen to one album, CD, whatever you want to call it, and only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would they be? So, Handy, let's start with your one meal. What would your one meal be that you would eat for the rest of your life if that's all you could eat?
Oh, my one meal that I would eat for the remainder of my days, probably a very good bulgogi with some steamed rice and a side order of the pickled radishes with a big heaping helping of kimchi and with a little Kalbi ribs thrown on the side.
Okay. Now, see, I've never really, on the meal part, I've never had bulgogi that I know of, and I've only had kimchi once or twice. So I'm interested, like, is that something you picked up palate-wise, like when you were overseas in Korea, or is that something stateside that, that was all your...
Yes, sir. And then I found there's a phenomenal place in Centerville, Virginia called Honey Pig. They're open 24 hours, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Ah,
It's the giant tables. They can seat up to 10, 12 people. They cook everything in the hot plate in the middle of the table. It's
yes.
fresh and hot when you get it. And I love it. It's expensive as hell. It is worth the money. There's actually another place in the same shopping center, like 3 shops down, that has
Yeah.
this fried chicken and some kind of sauce. I love that too. And then I picked up on the BB across like less than a mile on the other side of the highway from Honey
Yeah.
Pig is where I found Tina and I's favorite wing place, BBQ chicken and beer.
Ah, there
And
you
they
go.
make the absolute best Korean fried chicken I have ever had.
Fantastic. All right, so we got your food out of the way. So if you could listen to just one album for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Quincy Jones. By the way, rest in peace to the late great Quincy Jones. Passed away a couple of weeks ago. One of the greatest producers ever produced the still to this day #1 selling album on the face of the planet. Some 42 years after it was released, in the name of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Give me a second, and I will find the album name. It's the same album that had the Sanford and Son theme on it. You Got It, Bad Girl. That was the name of it. It came out 1970 something or other. It's got songs on there that were composed by Bill Cosby. It's got the Sanford and Son theme. It's got it's an amazing album, and I've been listening to that album since I was about 6 years old, and I still have a playlist to this day.
Nice, very nice. Good job. I mean, yeah, who doesn't love Quit the Dude? Like you said, Thriller, all the other stuff he's produced, Off the Wall. Like
not to mention Back on the Block that introduced us to Mr. Tevin Campbell.
Tevin Campbell, yeah. No, that's true. Like I said, Secret Garden, that whole getting Barry White, Elda Bars, all those guys on the song. Yeah, we can go on and on. Quincy obviously was the man, great producer, and finally. One movie.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Before
go
we
ahead.
go to the movie,
all right.
Because the Back on the Block, that Quincy Jones album came out in like 91. You know how many times I would be at a party, a campus party, dancing with somebody and hit them with that Barry White in their ear, but tell me a secret. Man, come on now.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I knew who Barry White was, right? And my dad had Barry White albums, so I would listen occasionally. But it wasn't until I got to about 18, 19, where I had a buddy of mine that I was sharing an apartment with actually out in DeKalb. And he put on Barry White's Greatest Hits the one day, and I went, oh, this is the guy I've heard as a child. And from that day forward, just literally, I've been a huge fan because you're just like, this is the greatest baby-making music I've ever heard in my life. And I'm telling you, like, just every song deals with sex or this or that. And, like, he had one song where he's talking about taking off brassieres, and I'm just like, this guy is incredible. Like, how do you not enjoy this sort of thing? But it was just, Barry White was the man.
Well, it wasn't just that. It wasn't just not to get off track with the question here, but it wasn't just that. It was also the orchestral pieces he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had a whole orchestra. Yeah,
the orchestra. Nobody was doing that back then in R&B music.
No, not at all. No, I mean, he really was. Barry is such a phenomenal artist. May he rest in peace as well, Mr. Barry White. And finally, Andy, one movie. And again, we were going to get to this. I was going to say Coming to America just for a joke, but honestly, one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be, Andy?
You really sat there and looked at me with a straight face and asked me that question. Simi, how could you ask me that question? You know what I'm going to say. We are not royalty. We are just regular American students. Of course, Coming to America is my favorite. You must be out your damn mind. Coming to America, the best movie ever. That's right. He did say Coming to America was a great movie. Mike Tyson was 58 years old when they fought.
yeah, Jake Paul. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing entirely. We do a whole show on that fight. I think it's still buffering. Have we got the end of the fight yet? I think Netflix is still trying to figure that out. Still buffering on that one, huh?
Netflix got a lot of viewers out of that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my God, that was something else.
That is hands down. I could watch that movie on repeat and never get tired.
Get tired? Yeah. No.
I didn't watch it. You've never talk about it.
Oh, Tina's never seen Coming to America.
boxing. I don't like boxing in any way, shape, or form. So for me, it was like, yeah, I don't have to watch that. And then my phone just blew up during the whole thing. I didn't need to watch it. Everybody else was talking about
Everybody
it.
was commenting on it, right? Like, and how they weren't watching it, even though they were trying to. Like, yeah, it was great.
Tina, my heart was almost broken. I thought you were saying you had never watched Coming to America. I was like, I really was going.
Yeah, I think Candy was sad. I think he shed a tear. That one single tear that comes down the middle of your eye. Like, I think Candy was going to shed that when you said that.
Yeah, like Randall on This Is Us, where he's always got the single tear.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, This Is Us.
I could still make him cry, Nick.
No, you probably could, and maybe
I do
you.
not think Coming to America is Eddie Murphy's best movie.
Oh, I don't either.
In my mind, it's Trading Spaces.
Gotcha.
Trading Places,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm just saying that for me,
Yeah,
my favorite, because that hit me at a time where, like, when Trading Places came out, I was, in middle school. When Coming to America came out, I was older. The jokes hit, and I didn't have to go,
Right.
What do you mean? And then 3 years later, something happened. I go, oh, okay, I get it now. Like,
right. Yeah.
My dad took me to see Trading Spaces because of Dan Aykroyd.
No, Dan Aykroyd, yeah. No,
Yeah,
great,
he looked
great
at the
film.
person, he's like, she's not 16. I don't care. I'm an adult. She's going in with me.
There, right. You had no choice, Tina. You were getting dragged to the movie. It's okay.
I got dragged to a lot of movies I shouldn't have seen. He also took me to see Platoon when I was 8.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is.
Well, maybe not 8. I might have been like 12. I think it was.
Yeah, you're
look.
Oh, yeah. Platoon. That's funny. No, I got you. That's funny. But all right, so Tina, you're next. Thank you, Handy, for that nice little list you got composed for yourself there. Tina, how about you? One meal, one. So we'll start with the meal first. What one meal for the rest of your life would you, if you could only have one, what would it be?
Okay, I'm going to pull the lawyer thing. I need you to define for me what you mean by a meal. Do you mean like just one dish, or do you mean like an actual meal? Because my answer is different.
Right, I guess whatever a meal. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to go with the clip. See, why do you guys complicate my life? I'm telling you, I just, because real quick, and this is not, I wasn't like angry or anything, but when Sean and I were talking earlier, he threw a question at me, and I went, damn, I got to rephrase this, don't I? Because Sean was like, well, if you're stranded on that, because at first it was like, if you're stranded on an island, what one movie, and Sean's trying to be with, well, the batteries could wear out on a CD player. And I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm changing the question. I'm not going to get into something right. I'm not going to get into about why there's no electricity on the island or anything like that. So I was like, all right, let me rephrase the question. Okay, whatever a meal means to you in terms of like if it's an entree, a side dish, and whatever it means to you, what would be one meal that you could eat the rest of your life? Let's just go with that.
Cacio di pepe for my beginning little snack like the Italians do.
Right.
And then tacos would have to be involved.
Okay.
I do love tacos.
Sure.
And then to come from my heritage, because I do have to give props to my saintly great-grandmother who made these amazing, I don't think they're called hot cross buns, but they're the buns that are round and they're butter on top. And it was some recipe that she got from her great-grandmother in Germany. And no one in the family can make them.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Nobody
That's pretty good.
Starter. Nobody has a recipe. Nobody knows what she did. She had the same starter for 50 years. And now I can't find them anywhere. Hot cross buns are probably the closest thing I can get to them. And so that would be my meal.
All right, cool. Now, what about? And I kind of felt like I knew where you were going when this on this next part, but again, the one CD or album that you would listen to for the rest of your life.
You all can see him back there, Mr. Lord Bowie himself.
Yeah,
no, the rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Simply because that album, one, is phenomenal, and Moon Age Daydream, and as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best songs from when they started doing what some people called like glam rock or all of the new, the Romantics and all of that. But also because Bowie was the start for most of the bands that I loved in the 80s and the 90s. They were always talking, and huge Duran Duran fan. I've seen them twice in concert in the last 3 years. and just the bands that like them and Wham and Spandau Ballet and Aha and all those guys that I listened to in the 80s, a lot of them give big, huge props to David Bowie. So
Oh yeah, 100%.
Gotta go back to the beginning with Mr. Bowie, and that's the reason why I have the picture on there. So for people who can't see on it, it just say "We Are Heroes." I got it in Spain of all places.
Right.
So that would
Right,
be
right,
my,
yeah. I think you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be my album.
Oh,
I would never get tired of Ziggy
All right.
Stardust and Fires from Mars.
sounds good. And then, of course, Sean says you love Valley Girl movies. So, what would be your movie for the rest of your life that you could, if you could only watch one, what would it be?
I'm gonna go with a comedy, and it's because I had this one and I played it so much in the VHS I had to replace it a couple of times. And you will hear me say it once in a while. Every once in a while, I try and keep it on the down low. Because if I say 9 alarm, everybody thinks I'm saying no alarm. And if you know what that quote is from, that is from Cutting Edge with Maura Kelly and DB, what's his name?
Sweeney, DB Sweeney. Topic.
Topic. That's the
Topic.
one.
Yeah.
He's
You know what?
The key, powerful, everything. And then the big B.
No, I actually like Cutting Edge. I have seen that movie a few times. I love Moira
like
Kelly.
that.
I love DB Sweeney. That is a good film. Nice, that is pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. So real quick, Delilah had chimed in. I had asked, Delilah's off this week, but I had asked her if she wanted to put in her answers, and she goes, "Man, I can't narrow it down to a book or a movie, but I can narrow it down to food." So for the rest of her life, Delilah would eat peanut butter and jelly, which it's hard to argue with that as well, because who doesn't like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich? So that was from Delilah. Let me go ahead and get into what I would do. And my favorite meal is one I actually haven't had in a very long time because, again, as everybody knows, I had surgery, all that good stuff. I'm trying to drop weight. A double cheeseburger with fries and a chocolate shake has always been a favorite meal of mine. And there's one particular place that I would get it from that is still in existence. I haven't been there probably in a couple of years. But shout out to Jeff's Red Hots here in Chicago on Cicero Avenue. I don't know what it is about it, but every time I would go there, I would just smell the burger cooking, and I had to have one. And I would just literally get a double cheese plain because that's how flavorful and tasty it was. You didn't even need to put anything on it. I'd get a pickle on the side, throw me a large fry, and a chocolate shake because it just completed the whole thing. That if I could only eat one thing the rest of my life, it would absolutely be that double cheeseburger fry and a chocolate shake. For my CD, and people probably be like, because I was thinking about this honestly, like, what CD could I get that would give me a different mix of music if I could only listen to one for the rest of my life? So some of you will be familiar with this. It's the Less Than Zero soundtrack. Now, the reason why I picked this is because if you look at the different artists that are on this album, you get everything. You've got the Bengals who do Hazy Shade of Winter. You got Poison doing the cover of Kiss's Rock and Roll All Night. You got Aerosmith doing the Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu. You got LL Cool J doing Going Back to Cali. You have Roy Orbison doing Life Fades Away. I mean, like, this CD just has so much different mix of artists and music that it's my favorite soundtrack for one. And if I had to listen to only one the rest of my life, I would totally dig on this whole thing. You get the rap, you get even Slayer. Slayer does an Agata Davida on this soundtrack. So I mean, it covers everything. And to me, it's just a phenomenal soundtrack. Some of you may know the movie, some of you may not. It starred Andrew McCarthy, Robert Downey Jr. when he was in his drug phase, which was kind of bizarre because he's playing a drug-addled guy out of his mind. And Jamie Gertz, was one of my 80s crushes because I loved her and everything she did. Wasn't
she in the Lost Boys too?
Yeah, she was. Yeah. She was in the Lost Boys. Yes, exactly. Like, believe me, any 80s movie that Jamie Gertz was in, I saw multiple times. I'll just put it that way. She was absolutely gorgeous.
That was me and James Spader.
See, right? Well, he was the bad boy. Everybody, James Spader definitely is like 80s. If you look at who's the bad boy of the 80s, and I think James Spader in every movie, Pretty in Pink, Less Than Zero, he was the bad guy. What was it? He did a Tough Turf. Well, he was actually a good guy in Tough Turf, but like, he always played the bad guy. And he was really good at it. Like, James Spader was one of those guys you hated him, and you just knew you hated him. And then for movie, this is kind of thinking about this too. The movie I could watch over, and I do. I watch this movie about every 6 months. Is the movie Miracle, based on the 1980 U.S. men's hockey team. It's just one of those things where if I could only watch this one movie the rest of my life, it's uplifting. You know, it happened in real life, so it's a true story for one. So you get to see how a lot of this unfolded during the season where it's the college kids come together to try to beat the Russians who nobody had beaten 20 years. Essentially, like the whole story's great. Like it has the drama, but it's all true. Then at the end, spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know the ending, USA in the semifinal game of the 1980 Olympics goes ahead and beats the Russians and then goes on to win the gold medal. It's a great movie. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's a movie, like I said, I watch it every 6 months just to smile and just to kind of be uplifted a little bit because I just feel it's like that. So that would be my pick. Those are my picks for what I would do the rest of my life if I could just do that one thing. Well, before we get out of here, a couple of quick things. Thursday nights at 9. So, Tina, I'm going to let you go ahead and give a little plug for the Mile High Minute. What you guys got going on this Thursday?
This Thursday, we're going to discuss the game a bit more in depth. We're going to do our usually good, bad, and ugly. And I'm going to talk to the guys, and we're going to talk about our players of the week. And we will also talk about the games going forward. So Thursdays, they're generally usually it's at Thursday at 9 p.m. Sometimes we have to move things around, but it's Thursday this week at 9 p.m. Mile High Minute, it'll be on YouTube, and I'll post it up. And you can check us out.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Turn into that. Tina and her buddies was like 3 or 4 of you guys, right? That do the...
Yeah. The guys I usually hang out with on Sundays when we're watching the game
right
at the bar. Also going to plug the bar. If you're in Chicago and you are a Bronco fan or you know someone who's a Bronco fan, we will be at Almost Home. It's in Wrigleyville. Cool bar, good food. Come and join us.
I'm not going to lie. I may join you that last week for the Chiefs game. I think that's the one game, if I could get to one to watch with you, it would be that one. So don't be surprised if you see me in Week 18 at Almost Home to watch the Chiefs and the Broncos with you. Yeah, that would be the one to watch.
Or the back, depending on when the Bears play. So
right, exactly. Yeah, right, because that game they have as the to be announced with the Packers. So who knows what they're going to do? I assume if we're way out of it by then, it'll be a 12:00 game. Nobody will care. Handy, how about you? This week in Georgia football, what do you got coming up this week or anything? Give you a quick shout,
we my buddy Colin P and I, as I refer to him, Colin P from the DMV, as he lives up in the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, right? And the Delaware folks felt left out because they weren't part of DMV, so they started calling the area Delmarva, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. Anyway, he lives up in that area on the Virginia side of the DMV. We talk about the University of Georgia football each and every Monday. We did have a lot of fun talking about mollywopping the Tennessee Volunteers. That's just a joke between me and our behind-the-scenes producer, Mr. Sean Spencer. Mollywopping the Volunteers on Saturday. This coming week, we're playing UMass. It's basically just kind of a the conference schedule is over type deal, but we have a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun on the show. I do have there's a guy. Yep. You better believe it, buddy. Oh man. And Anthony tries to throw a pass past Sean and he picks it off. And that one is incomplete. So, man. We also have a character by the name of Reverend Red and Black that likes to stop by every now and again and give his 2 cents and game predictions. So if you got nothing going on Monday, although most of you are watching Monday Night Football when we're on, we are on YouTube. You can catch us on Zag Niff Productions. Not to pull away from, we're part of the Let's Talk Football family, so I could say that. And and you see the cool studio, so we do things. We do like Shay say we do something before two something. Hey, what you say? Hold on a second. Yes, Mr. President, are you here yet? I think the Broncos are still beating up on the Falcons. You need to hurry up and get here. Okay, that's all I got. I'm done.
All right, thank you, sir, for that. Again, I currently don't have anything else to promote, but I will just say thank you guys all for tuning in this week. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being in the chats. Thank you guys so much. As always, you can catch us on Tuesdays. Yes, I mean, Sean and I are probably, we'll try to get an episode soon of Truth Be Told on. Sean and I are very busy gentlemen, and whenever we can, we do like to do a Truth Be Told. So look for that as well. I don't have a date for when we'll do a next one, but hopefully soon we'll be able to get an episode in the can, as they say. So again, thank everybody for watching. Thank you all for this week. Again, next week, please tune in. All four of us will be here. Delilah will be back. It'll be another great show, and who knows what Handy will come up with next week to make us all laugh. So for Anthony Handy himself, for Tina Winter, I am Nick Rosario. Everybody have a great week. See you next time.
One more time for the people.
Nicole, what you think?
It's in his name.
Well,
Christian McCaffrey. The calves were too much for his tendons, and he ran them to the ground.